Welcome back to the channel. Stay till the end because the secret behind this price rally might not be what everyone thinks. The surface story looks simple, excitement and traders chasing the momentum. But if you peel back the layers, there's a lot more going on underneath. Today, we're diving deep into what's driving Zebec Network's recent surge. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. It should not be considered financial, investment, or trading advice. The cryptocurrency market is highly volatile and involves significant risk. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. The opinions expressed in this video are solely those of the host and are based on publicly available information at the time of recording. We are not responsible for any financial losses or gains that may occur as a result of actions taken based on this content. Invest responsibly and never invest more than you can afford to lose. Let's begin with the big headline. According to ByEconomy.com, they've just dropped a bombshell announcement. Zebec Network's token, ticker symbol ZBCN, is officially listed for spot trading on their platform. The ZBCN USDT pair went live, and within hours, traders were already diving in, creating a flurry of activity across the order books. As always in the world of crypto, listings can mean two completely different outcomes, either a short-lived, hype-driven pump or the start of a much larger structural move. The key is figuring out which one this is. Now let's rewind a bit. Who exactly is Zebec? What makes this project different from the hundreds of blockchain initiatives that launch every year? Zebec Network describes itself as a decentralized infrastructure network built for real-world value flows. That might sound like a buzzword salad, but once you understand their core mission, it starts to make sense. Zebec aims to transform how people and businesses move money, in real time, across borders, and with zero friction. Since its official launch back in 2021, Zebec has quietly built one of the most ambitious infrastructures in crypto. In just a few years, they've managed to attract over $35 million in investment funding from some of the most respected names in the industry. We're not talking about random venture funds here. We're talking Circle, Coinbase, Solana Ventures, Briar Capital, Republic, and Lightseed Venture Partners. That's basically the crypto Avengers assembled on one cap table. These are the same firms that have funded unicorns, supported exchanges, and shaped the Web3 narrative we see today. Now, when you have Circle and Coinbase on your investor list, you're not just getting capital, you're gaining credibility, regulatory trust, and access to high-tier partnerships. That's the real deal when it comes to compliance and long-term sustainability. Add to that UEFA-level exposure through sponsorships and collaborations, along with Zebec's focus on global payroll infrastructure, and you've got a project positioning itself at the intersection of fintech and DePIN. That's decentralized physical infrastructure networks, one of the fastest rising narratives in 2025. This DePIN concept is crucial to understand. Essentially, it's about building blockchain-based infrastructure that connects to real-world systems, energy, data, payments, logistics, transportation, or even payroll. Zebec fits perfectly into this mold. Its network doesn't just exist for speculation or meme trading, it's designed to solve a tangible problem: how to move money continuously, instantly, and transparently. In a world where freelancers, global teams, and gig workers are the new norm, that's a big deal. Zebec's vision isn't just another white paper fantasy, it's an actual working protocol reshaping the payroll and remittance industry. The Zebec team clearly understands the assignment: compliance, partnerships, visibility, and momentum, and it shows. They're building on multiple fronts, from exchange listings to ecosystem integrations, developer onboarding, and real-world corporate use cases. In the past, many crypto startups promised disruption but lacked execution. Zebec, on the other hand, seems to be quietly executing on every milestone, laying the groundwork for mainstream adoption. But here's the burning question. Is Zebec the new underdog that could flip narratives and challenge the big players like Ripple's XRP? Or is comparing it to XRP a bit too bold at this stage? Let's dig deeper into what's really happening behind Zebec's latest rally. Over the past 24 hours, the ZBCN token has jumped roughly 14%, and over the last week, it's climbed close to 39%, trading around $53. For a relatively new listing, that's an impressive move. But crypto veterans know one simple rule: price is only half the story. To understand the sustainability of a rally, you need to follow the data: wallet activity, exchange flows, and derivatives metrics. When we check the blockchain receipts, the story starts to get interesting. The big transfers lighting up the Explorer aren't fake, they're real, but the source tells us more than the size. Most of these large movements seem to originate from exchange wallets like KuCoin, Gate.io, HTX, formerly Huobi, and Crypto.com. That means we're likely looking at liquidity management transfers, the kind of shuffling exchanges do between hot and cold wallets to balance supply. When large, institutional, or high-net-worth wallets accumulate, steady inflows from unique addresses, rising on-chain volume, and consistent withdrawal activity. What we're witnessing is more of a trader-driven rally, fueled by sentiment and visibility rather than deep-pocket accumulation. Still, the hype has had a tangible impact. Zebec's daily trading volume has nearly doubled, reaching around $30.8 million, spread across multiple major exchanges. Interestingly, no single platform is dominating inflows, with Gate.io taking a slight lead, but nothing overwhelming. That kind of balanced volume distribution usually points toward organic trading, a sign that multiple market participants are involved rather than one centralized pump group. Next, let's take a quick peek into the derivatives market, because that's often where the smart money hides. Right now, open interest, OI, sits at around 13.7 million ZBCN, and funding rates are neutral to slightly negative. That suggests the majority of positions are balanced between longs and shorts. Only about $5,290 worth of positions were liquidated in the last 24 hours, and interestingly, most of those were shorts, roughly $5,140 worth. Translation: there's no major leveraged frenzy happening here. This isn't an artificial spike driven by cascading liquidations. Instead, it's a spot-driven rally, fueled by traders reacting to positive news and market psychology, not high-risk leverage plays. That's important because spot momentum tends to last longer. When futures markets dominate, rallies can evaporate as quickly as they appear. But spot-driven moves often signal genuine buying pressure. Even if it starts small, it can snowball as more traders notice the trend. Now let's talk about what might have quietly lit the fuse. On October 1st, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, dropped a surprisingly positive piece of news: a no-action letter declaring that DePIN tokens are not securities. Yes, you heard that right. The SEC, under the support of Commissioner Hester Peirce, often called Crypto Mom in the community, clarified that DePIN-based tokens function primarily as network incentives, not investment contracts. For context, that's a massive regulatory milestone. The SEC has been notorious for its tough stance on token classification, often labeling anything with a profit expectation as a security. And for projects like Zebec, which build real-world blockchain infrastructure for payroll, payments, and decentralized data flow, this is like a green light from the regulators. Right after that announcement, the entire DePIN sector rallied by roughly 3%, with Zebec leading the charge. So maybe, just maybe, this rally wasn't started by whales or traders, it was sparked by regulatory clarity. When markets sense safety and legitimacy, sentiment changes fast. Suddenly, investors start viewing the project as a long-term infrastructure play rather than a speculative gamble. Zebec's Relative Strength Index, RSI, is sitting around 69, which places it right on the edge of the overbought zone. That means we could short-term cool down soon, maybe a small pullback or sideways consolidation. But overall, the trend still looks healthy. There's strong support forming around 0.00045, and resistance is just above 0.5E6. If Zebec can hold above that level for several daily closes, we might see the next leg up. From a technical analyst perspective, this is what you'd call a news-fueled rebound rather than a long-term accumulation phase. It's driven by positive headlines, social sentiment, and short-term capital rotation. But here's the thing: momentum is momentum. In crypto, that's sometimes all it takes to attract fresh liquidity. Traders follow heat, and right now, ZBCN is glowing. The interesting part here is the psychology. In traditional finance, people wait for confirmation. Analysts, reports, earnings. In crypto, people move on emotion, community, and narrative. Zebec currently sits at the crossroads of all three. You've got a growing narrative, DePIN, strong community energy, and now a fresh catalyst through this exchange listing. It's like adding fuel to a well-built engine. But we can't just rely on the charts. Fundamentals matter, and that's where Zebec's long-term vision really shines. According to user Alvar ZBCN, Zebec's founder Sam Thapolia had a massive vision way back in 2021 when he started building this protocol. He wasn't chasing trends or meme cycles. His focus was razor-sharp on real-time payroll and payments, long before streaming salaries became a buzzword. The idea was to make payroll continuous. Instead of getting paid once a month, employees could receive payment every second, every minute, in real time. Imagine logging into your wallet and watching your salary accumulate like a live stream. That concept changes everything. It has implications for freelancers, DAOs, contractors, and even global enterprises. Companies could pay remote workers across continents instantly with transparent records on-chain. No middlemen, no delays, no international wire fees. That's not just innovation. That's a potential disruption of the $60 trillion global payroll industry. As Zebec continues to evolve, its architecture is expanding too, from Zebec Chain to Zebec Pay, Zebec Card, and now integrations with USDC and Solana-based ecosystems. The vision here is to build a fully interconnected financial stack where users can earn, spend, and save seamlessly, powered by Web3 rails but invisible to the average user. In other words, the goal is to make blockchain disappear into everyday life. The technology should just work, like the internet does today. The current rally may have started from excitement around the ByEconomy listing, but its fuel runs much deeper. Regulatory progress, narrative strength, and Zebec's quiet but steady delivery on its roadmap. Whether this breakout can sustain or not depends on how long that sentiment lasts and whether the team keeps executing. But one thing's for sure, Zebec Network is no longer flying under the radar. Momentum might cool off, traders might take profits, and new headlines will steal attention. But the foundation Zebec is building, real-world infrastructure, compliance-first design, and global payment rails, sets it apart in a market flooded with short-term noise. In a space where hype fades fast, fundamentals endure, and Zebec seems to have both. But if you enjoyed this video and found the analysis helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with fellow crypto enthusiasts, and subscribe to the channel for more daily updates, deep dives, and market insights. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest uploads, because in crypto, timing is everything.